हरे कृष्ण। मम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे Hare Krishna. So here we see how different species are created. Now, if you understand, the creation is by sound. Na avriti shabdat. If you want to get out of creation, you need to take help of sound. And here we see that means this creation is a very subtle process. It's not very gross what scientists think. For according to them, this creation comes from chemicals. They say chemical evolution. But even that also they are not very confident. But here there is another way to understand. See, both are in one way we have to put faith. When oh no. Hare Krishna. I'm sorry, there is some technical issue. So we are discussing how the creation it's done. According to scientists, it's actually very gross. They say that it is from chemicals, and we say it is subtle. So this is the main difference between their understanding and our understanding. According to them, the creation starts uh, because the chemicals are interacting, and then there are some ammonia acids, and then there is some DNA that is formed. So this is their understanding of evolution. But according to us, it is a different method. It's according to sound vibration. So if you go to quantum mechanics, they also appreciate this idea that there is quantum, it's a wave function. And when you, every object has a wave function. Now, if you able to chant that wave function properly, you will be able to create that object. This is how it happens. So in the beginning of creation, Brahma says Apaha. When he says Apaha, there is certain vibration, right? I am speaking, you are hearing me. How you are able to hear me? Because of certain sound vibration. And so what it means is in the beginning of creation, Brahma, now the wave, the what do you say, the wave function of water is also similar to the word apa. So both are same only. The word when I pronounce apaha, there is some vibration, and the vibration of water both are same. If it is pronounced properly, I can create water with that vibration. That's how the creation appears. Exactly you pronounce the same. That is called mantra siddhi. So they are able to chant. That is how creation comes according to our understanding, Vedic understanding. Whereas scientific understanding is the modern science is that say at a particular time, the chemicals they combine and then suddenly consciousness appeared. Because what is a mistake they do? They think that consciousness is the product of chemical reactions. That is the first mistake they do. And because of which all their calculations go wrong. If they don't connect the consciousness with matter, things are easy. Because we say matter does not, consciousness does not come from matter. Matter appears because of consciousness. So this is the main difference that is there between evolution and Vedic understanding of evolution. So this is the main difference. You're trying to understand. You please try to understand. According to modern scientists, they say chemicals consciousness come, but Vedas say no. There was first consciousness, and then the matter is appearing. So this makes a difference first, and then it. So there is no connection. It's all different. Now, second is they say chemicals because they are seeing the life, they are seeing life around. So scientists they say maybe at particular time the chemicals got combined and there was some reaction, and in that way there is some forms are appearing, consciousness appearing. So now because they say it's chemicals, so they have to assume that chemicals only combine to form. And now they say it's because of what do you call the processor they think is like what do you say uh, reflections. They do an experiment. They took a frog. This is some more than 100 years back. They took a frog. They cut one leg and then they put salt, and now it started moving. They say, see, it is reflecting. And then they cut second leg, third leg, and everything. And then they started putting salt, and it says, see, it's chemicals. So you put certain chemicals, and then it will behave in a particular way. Same thing with the humans also. We also have some chemicals. These chemicals form certain emotions, and because of that emotions, I act in a particular way. That is the formula they understand. That I am behaving because of the chemicals that are reacting in my brain. They don't understand that there is something called consciousness which is working, and this is how their understanding. But our Vedic understanding is not like that, because we say there's nothing, chemicals don't come from sorry, my spirit consciousness does not come from chemicals. Then it becomes more easy to explain creation than the scientific way also. We say that there was vibration. So whenever there is certain state of mind of Brahma, so that is actually a vibration. That's why it is creating certain objects. We also have, but our capacity is very small. That's why we create a very less effect. Now, if I am creating the house, where did the house come first? I constructed a house. First, what appeared? How did, like Prabhupada was going in a morning walk? He asked the devotees, how did this creation come? How did this building come? So everybody was telling different, maybe because somebody did a blueprint, somebody planned it, somebody did this, and somebody, uh, Prabhupada said, no. The first thing is somebody started speaking about it. That means what? There should be a thought first. Thought is a creation. It's a subtle form. So first I thought about say aeroplane. Now, how did aeroplane, Wright brothers aeroplane came? It's not that they took some missions and immediately made. No, it did not come like that. First it came in their thought. Okay, we should fly. So the thought manifested, and slowly it came into much more in a grosser form. Then they started uh, planning, okay, let us do this, let us do that. And then they made it in a practical level. So the creation happened at three levels. First at the level of thought, then there is a planning, then actual implementation. You are seeing the sequence. So this is what is our explanation of creation. Anything you create, it's like your house came. First, you have to have a desire, no? So desire is a wave function, and then you planned for it, and then you got it. So it's a three-level creation. And now the creation which is explained is at this level, at Brahma's level. And now you try to understand that this is Brahma is desiring or even his thought only, it's a creation. Because he is very powerful person. The thought itself is a creation for him. For us, thought to become, for us also same thing. Thought itself is a creation. If I don't think, I will never do it. I should. Now, of course, now people are doing, first they do, then they think. But previously, people used to think and do it. So the thought should come in the first. That's how the creation comes. So when here we see Brahma's state, the level of creation, he's thinking about the. Is just he got any thought of Brahma is a creation. Very dangerous. For us, na, any thought is not creation, at least. Fortunately, if Brahma thinks, if he becomes angry, then Rudra appears. If he becomes angry, the snakes appear. Any thought of Brahma is a creation only. If he is happy, then somebody, Manu is coming. If he is, we'll see all these things. So if he is contemplating on beauty, that means the thought itself is creation. You are seeing, na? So this is our way of evolution, explanation of evolution. We say you think, you create. For us, it at least it does not, because Brahma is very powerful. It directly manifests as soon as you think it man. But for us, it is not so dangerous. He has so much control over his thought. That is also another thing. The previous ages, if you think also, there is a punishment. If any wrong thought comes, there is a punishment that is given. But in present ages, there is no punishment. If you remember now, the story also comes further. Parshuram's father, uh, Jamadagni, he his wife goes Renuka for fetching water, and she looks at a Gandharva. She just get a thought that oh, he's very handsome. That's all. Thought only came. As soon as she comes back, she feels very guilty immediately. As soon as she comes back, when she and her husband looks at her, immediately he comes to know that she's contaminated, defiled. He says, no, 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 you got a wrong thought. He tells his sons, kill her. They don't agree. They say, no, 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 we cannot kill our mother. How can we kill? Then he tells the last parashraf, kill all your brothers along with your mother. And he very obediently follows his father's order and kills all of them. And then father becomes very happy. He says, he please, he said, what do you want? He said, make my brothers and mother back to life, but also make sure that they don't remember what he did to them. This is okay. Now, what is the point I want to make is she just thought only. That's why immediately the uh, she got punished. Like if you remember, if you know the story of Bharat Maharaj, when he sees Dushyanta, when he sees Shakuntala, father of Bharat, immediately he gets attracted. And he tells her, oh, you cannot be, because he comes to a ashram where a sage stays. He says, I think you cannot be a Brahmana girl, because I am getting attracted to you means you cannot be a Brahmana girl only. He says the reason is what? Because I am a Kshatriya, I will be attracted to a Kshatriya only. That means they are so controlled in their thoughts also. They are so pure. And she says, yes, I am daughter of Parshuram. Sorry, Vishwamitra. He comes through Vishwamitra and Menaka. The product is Shakuntala. He says, yes, my father happened to be Vishwamitra, who is a Kshatriya race. That's why I am a Kshatriya. So then they get married. Now the point, what I want to tell is they were having so much control on their thoughts. They were very pure. Yudhishthir Maharaj also, he says, my thoughts are very pure. It will never think of anything wrong. No possibility. That's why he marries that time, Draupadi episode. Here also we see Brahma's thoughts, at least this level, there is only some punishment. But at Brahma's level, the thought itself is creation. If he thinks, he will create. So can you imagine what a big, if I think, if we are thinking and we are creating, what all we can create? All demons will come. So this is, that is the level of power. And here we see the demons, their how they are caught up. We'll see what all things Prabhupada writes here. The same sections we have just read in Vishwanath Chakravarti. The Asuras, clouded in their understanding, took the evening twilight to a beautiful woman, showing herself in her alluring forms. They seized her. The Asuras are described as Mudathiya, meaning that they are captivated by ignorance, just as like the ass. The demons are captivated by false, glaring beauty of this material form, and thus they embrace her. And this is happening for all the asuras now also. They're very happily embracing all the, what do you say, glitterings of this world, very happily embracing. And this is the, and it's an illusion. Now, unfortunately, the illusion became more and more illusory. Now, what they have is what do you call virtual realities, and people try to live in virtual reality. So, if you want to know how this asuras got fooled, and we may think it's so stupid. How is it possible that somebody is attracted to twilight? No, now people are in so much virtual reality. They marry in virtual realities. This is they create their own form of woman or man, and then they marry, and then they program in such a way, it's a computer only, not even physical form, it's in the computer only, that. And they come home, this computer will, that whatever girl or somebody whom they created, it will talk in a particular way, the way they want. They program her in such a way, and they marry her and they live with her. Live in the sense, they program. So you say, I'm like this, I don't know what will happen, I don't know the details, but at least I know that they marry in a virtual reality. And we say, how is it possible? Yes, in the beginning of creation only it was happening. Even these people were also doing such things. With a laugh deep of significance, the worshipable Brahma then evolved by his own lovingness, which seems to enjoy itself. The hosts of Gandharvas and Apsaras appeared. So here we see that that's what every thought of Brahma is a creation of it, direct. There is no, there is nothing like, if I think, it takes time to for it to manifest, and 99.9% does not manifest. I may think I want to have a, say, uh, a big island I want to purchase. So I have a thought, but it will not create like that. The musicians in the upper planetary systems are called Gandharvas, and the dancing girls are called Apsaras. After being attacked by the demons and evolving a form of a beautiful woman in twilight, Brahma next created Gandharvas and Apsaras. Music and dancing employed in sense gratification are to be accepted as demoniac. Uh, so, Prabhupada is very bad news for all of people in general. That's what Prabhupada is telling. This is all demoniac. But the same music and dance, when employed in glorifying the Supreme Lord or Kirtan or transcendental, bring about a life completely fit for spiritual enjoyment. Yeah, it was good Prabhupada didn't come when the social media is there. Otherwise, all the statements will create so much controversy. And even Bhaktisiddhanta says, Thakur, one time he says that, he says, Kirtan, if you enjoy Kirtan, then you will go to hell. Means that is a demonic mentality. What Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur is basically trying to tell. We should serve the Supreme Lord in Kirtan. But anyway, we will initially will because we will come for enjoyment. Slowly, slowly, they start serving the holy name. They start chanting and they understand, though we are not the enjoyer, Krishna should enjoy. And that mentality will slowly go away. And they get absorbed in the name, not in the music. So that's actually what happens. And after that, Brahma gave up that shining and beloved form of moonlight. Vishwasu and other Gandhas gladly took possession of it. This is actually what happens. How they take it and enjoy, that is their level of ignorance. So everybody has a different level of ignorance, which is helping them to survive in this world. Without ignorance, we cannot enjoy only. Not possible. So if people go to theater, they want to have an ignorant environment so that they can enjoy the movie. They should have all the lights should be off. There should be heavy music, and then they park their intelligence in the parking lot and come. They should be at an emotional state to enjoy the movie. If you are too rational, we cannot enjoy the movie because we'll see what is there to enjoy. It's a reflection of lights only. Nothing is happening. Just the screen, what happens? The lights are flashing. Basically, light is flashing and you are observing the lights flashing, but you imagine there is something happening. There's a man and a woman, and there is something happening there. All these things, there is some drama, action, and all these things. It is not at all happening. It's only reflection, it's a light. There's a flashing of light. But we think something is happening, we imagine and enjoy. Now, if somebody is very rational, he will think, oh, good light reflections. He can never enjoy it. That means to enjoy, you need ignorance. So here also, everybody in this creation have different types of ignorance. So this question I expected. How can we understand enjoying Kirtan Prabhuji? Sometimes we release Kirtan of devotees and couldn't able to. Uh, yeah, initially it's the music that is entertaining, but slowly, slowly you will be more interested in the mantra, not in the music itself. That is what we should read. And that's why like Shivra Maharaj or some Maharaj, they will sing only one tune for 2 hours. So why they do like that? Because that will help us to focus on the holy name rather than the music. That's the point. By singing the same thing, like Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur used to tell some devotee who was not a good singer to sing because he knows that it's not the music, the mantra that is very important. So initial stage it's okay, but later on we should know that mantra is what is I have to meditate on. Like so here this is the point. So different this is I'll try to so please remember first is we discussed that Brahma's thought is creation. You understand? So anything he thinks that's creation. Because we discussed that there are three levels of creation. What is first the level of thought, and then we plan and actual creation. So for us, na, this is where everything manifests, actual creation. Even for us also, it starts from here. But thought to become action, it requires so much karma, this, that, so many factors are there. But for Brahma, it is not like that. Just whatever thought, he has complete control of everything. Immediately it appears. That is the difference between. Uh, so here This is our way of explaining creation. You think about it, then you create. Anything is like that only. How did mobiles come, or how did first the thought came? Okay, why can't be something we can talk from here to there without any wire? So first the wire telephone came, then without wire came, and now so many other things are coming in the mobile. So this is how it happened. A second point we can understand from this how ignorance helps in enjoying. So second, this is about creation. Second is ignorance helps to enjoy. So if you see, this demons are enjoying the twilight. How they are enjoying twilight? Because that is the effect of ignorance. Now we gave the example of virtual reality. How people are enjoying virtual reality? We are also enjoying. Na? Some we are watching. Devotees does not do, but others they are watching movies. Now we say how somebody can enjoy movie because it's also like twilight only. It's light only they are enjoying. Na? A movie is also light. Is also light. So how we are enjoying movie? It is light only, na. So same thing with the demons also. They are also enjoying twilight. So this is all because of ignorance. Your understanding. Uh, there are different degrees of ignorance. That's how we are able to enjoy. In the movie, now virtual realities and so many what is say visual effects, this, that. This is all light only. And we are happily enjoying in this earthly planet. All the humans are happily enjoying the twilight effects. Like that. And here, when Gandharvas and all, they gladly took after Brahma gave the shining and beloved form of moonlight. So Vishwasu, Gandharvas, they enjoy moonlight. Like so, formula is very simple. It's clear for everyone. Any doubts on this? The glorious Brahma next evolved from his thought the ghosts and fiends. But he closed his eyes when he saw them stand naked with their hair scattered. Ghosts and mischievous hobgoblins are also the creations of Brahma. They are not false. All of them are meant for putting the conditioned souls into various miseries. They are understood to be the creations of Brahma under the direction of Supreme Lord. So here two things are there. First is if you take the hobgoblins and ghosts, they are also living entities and they got this body because of karma, bad karma. And what they do, they put other conditioned souls into various miseries. So this is their this is because this is their job profile. So the job profile of ghosts and mischievous hobgoblins is to kill other living entities in miseries. But they themselves got that body because of their mischievous deeds. So these two things are here. They are created because of their mischief, and their job profile is somebody who is mischief, give them punishment like that. And the ghosts and hobgoblins took possession of the body thrown off in the form of yawning by Brahma. So yawning also Brahma created, he just left it, they took over it. The creator of living. This is also known as the sleep which causes drooling. The hobgoblins and ghosts attack men who are impure, and their attack is spoken as an insanity. So this is what Prabhupada writes. The disease of insanity or being haunted by ghosts takes place in an unclean state of existence. Here it is clearly stated that when a man is fast asleep and saliva flows from his mouth and he remains unclean, ghosts then take advantage of his unclean state and haunt his body. In other words, those who drool while sleeping are considered unclean and are subjected to be haunted by ghosts or to go insane. So, very dangerous. So, how this happens is this is their mind is becoming uh, attracted to such subtle beings. So, they come, possess this body, enjoy, and go away because they don't have gross bodies sometimes. So, for them, they want to enjoy means they have to enter into some other body. With their body, they have to enjoy. And many people are haunted nowadays. That's why they behave very insane. Big peoples and all. They are also haunted. That's why they're very any demonic behavior and all very too much excessive demonic mentality. That means they are haunted. So it's they are not in control of themselves. And next is this recognizing himself to be fully full of desires and energy. The worshipable Brahma, the creator of living entities, evolved from his own invisible form. From his navel, the hosts of Siddhas and Pitas. Siddhas and Pitas are invisible form of departed souls, and they are also created by Brahma. And he says that, yeah, Prabhupada has some nice things to say about Siddhas. Pitas themselves took possession of the invisible body, the source of their existence. It is through the medium of this invisible body that those well versed in the rituals offer oblations to the Siddhas and Pitas in the form of their departed ancestors on the occasion of Shraddha. Sorry, Shraddha is a ritual performance observed by the followers of Vedas. There is yearly occasion of 15 days when ritualistic religionists follow the principles of offering oblations to departed souls. Thus, those fathers and ancestors who, by freaks of nature, might not have gross body for material enjoyment, can again gain such bodies due to the offering of Shraddha, oblations by their descendants. The performance of Shraddha or offering oblations with prasad is still current in India, especially in Gaya, where oblations are offered at the lotus feet of Vishnu in a celebrated temple, because the Lord is that pleased with the devotional service of the descendant. By His grace, He liberates the condemned souls of forefathers who do not have gross bodies, and He favors them to again receive a gross body for for development of spiritual advancement. This is very important to understand that we are having some responsibility for our ancestors also. For us, what we do, we just have to uh, we just have to uh, what do you say bring invite devotees for kirtan, make them do kirtan on behalf and give them prasadam. That is the best Shraddha ceremony we can do at the present age. If you don't have any qualified Brahmanas, you can call Vaishnavas, they can do Kirtan, and then you can pray to Krishna that you deliver the ancestor and or whatever grandfather or father, mother, and then feed them prasadam. That's all. Unfortunately, by the influence of Maya, the conditioned soul employs the body he gets for sense gratification, forgetting that such a occupation may lead him to return to an invisible body. The devotee of the Lord, or one who is in Krishna conscious, however, does not need to perform such ritual ceremonies as Shraddha. So, for devotees, that is not needed. Very clear. Because he is always pleasing the Supreme Lord. Therefore, his fathers and ancestors who may have been in a difficulty are automatically relieved. The vivid example is Prahlad Maharaj. So Prabhupada gives this example. So for devotees, what we have to do? Do kirtan, finish. The conclusion, therefore, is that Krishna consciousness is the sum total of all good work for family, for society, and for all living entities. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, the author says that a person fully conversant with Krishna conscious does not perform any ritual because he knows that simply by serving Krishna in full Krishna consciousness, all rituals are automatically performed. So this is then Lord Brahma, by his ability to be hidden from vision, created the Siddhas and Vidyadhas and gave the wonderful form of his known as Antardhana. Antardhana means that living creatures can perceive to the present but cannot be seen by vision. So this is some there. That means light does not reflect on them. That's why there is that ability they got. One day, Brahma, the creator of living entities, beheld his own reflection in water and admiring him, he evolved Kim Purushas as well as Kinnaras out of that reflections. This is also just he thought immediately Kinnaras Kimpurshas came. The Kinnaras and Kimpurshas took possession of that shadowy form left by Brahma. That is why they and their spouse sing his praises by recounting his exploits by every daybreak. Prabhupada writes that the time early in the morning, 1.5 hours before sunrise, is called Brahma Muhurta. During this Brahma Muhurta, spiritual activities are recommended. Spiritual activities performed early in the morning have a great effect than in any other part of the day. And then Brahma says, once Brahma lay down with his body stretched at full length. He is very concerned that his work of creation has not proceeded apace. And in a sullen mood, he gave up that body too. And Brahma gave up that body. That means the thought, but the thought already created something. Later on, Brahma is giving away that thought, but he already created. Oh dear Vidra, the hair that dropped from the body transformed into snakes, and even while the body crawled along with his hands and feet contracted, they sprung from its ferocious serpents and nagas with their hoods expanded. And then one day Brahma, the self-born, the first living creature, felt as if the object of his life has been accomplished. At that time, he evolved from his mind the Manus, who promoted the welfare activities of the universe. So we have discussed this in the first session. The self-possessed creator gave his own human form. On seeing the Manus, those who have been created earlier, the demigods, the Indras, and so on, applauded Brahma, the Lord of the universe. They prayed, O Creator of the universe, we are glad that you have produced it. Your procedure is well done. Since ritualistic acts have now been established only in this human form, we shall all share the sacrificial oblations. Prabhupada writes nice purport. He says the importance of sacrifice is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, verse 10. The Lord confirms there that in the beginning of creation, Brahma created the Manus along with the ritualistic sacrificial method and blessed them. Continue this sacrificial ritual rites and you will be gradually evolved to your proper position of self-realization and will also enjoy material happiness. So even if you want to be materially happy, we need to perform sacrifice. For us, what is the sacrifice? Sankirtanajna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. That is the sacrifice for us. All the living entities created by Brahma are conditioned souls and are inclined to lord it over material nature. The purpose of sacrificial rituals is to revive gradually the spiritual realization of living entities. That is the beginning of life within this universe. These sacrificial rituals, however, are intended to please the Supreme Lord. Unless one pleases the Supreme Lord, or unless one is Krishna conscious, one cannot be happy either in the material world or in spiritual world. He cannot go on the spiritual world. So the basically sacrifice means yajna by Vishnu. Yajna is for meant for Vishnu, for the pleasure of Vishnu, like that. And we'll come to that once. Just having equipped himself with austere penance, adoration, mental concentration, and absorption, devotional accomplishment by dispassion, and having controlled his senses, Brahma, the self born creator, evolved great sages and his beloved sons. So, when everything is perfect, perfect persons came, they are the sages. The ritualistic sacrifice of performance of sacrifices are meant for material economic development. In other words, they are meant to keep the body in good conditions for cultivation of spiritual knowledge. But for actual attainment of spiritual knowledge, other qualifications are needed. What is essential is vidya or worship of Supreme Lord. Sometimes the word yoga is used to refrain into the gymnastic performance of different bodily posture which helps mental concentration. So it's very important. What happens is by doing yoga, one develop mode of goodness. Mode of goodness means flexibility. Mode of goodness means if somebody is having joint pain, this pain, that pain, that means there is no flexibility. So when you perform yoga, then you are developing mode of goodness. You become more flexible. Passion and ignorance, now it's more rigid. Goodness is flexible. By doing yoga, people can get relief from mental pain also. If we are affected by so much passion, it's an emotional state and people feel sad, depressed. But if somebody develops mode of goodness, then he is relieved from this passion and he can be more happy. And that's how. All these things help mental concept. Generally, the different bodily posture in yoga system are accepted by less intelligent to be the end of yoga, but actually they are meant to concentrate the mind on the super soul. This is the important person. After creating persons for economic development, Brahma created sages who would set the example for spiritual realization. So this is that is the point, like why people do yoga. For us, if we are doing yoga, it is just to create mode of goodness, that's all. There is nothing spiritual about it. Our spirituality is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Yoga pranayama is nothing to do spiritual, it's all mechanical only, it's all connected to mind and body, to make the mind and body more flexible, not very rigid. More we are flexible in terms of mental and body, more we are in goodness, we can say like that. To teach one of these sons, the unborn creator of the universe gave a part of his own body, which was characterized by deep meditation, mental concentration, supernatural power, austerity, adoration, and renunciation. The word viraktimatat in this verse means possessed by the qualification of renunciation. Spiritual realization cannot be attained by materialistic person. That's sure. They're not interested, they don't want also. For those who are addicted to sense enjoyment, spiritual realization is not possible only. And most of the people, they want that only. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that those who are too attached to seeking material positions and material enjoyment cannot reach yoga samadhi, absorption in Krishna consciousness. भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तया अपहृत चेतस व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि समाधुना द्वितीयते. That is not possible. It is said too attached to material positions, material enjoyment cannot reach yoga samadhi, absorption. Propaganda that one can enjoy this life materially, and at the same time, spiritual advance is simply bogus. The principles of renunciation are four: do avoid illicit sex, avoid meat eating, avoid intoxication, and gambling. These four principles are called tapasya. Thus, in the Bhakti and the purport of third canto 12 chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. Any questions, comments till here? We will take few verses from the next chapter also because it is very nice chapter. The conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. Saunaka uvacha mahim pratishthamadasya sute swayambhuvo vanuh kanya anvatishtat dharani margaya janmana. Hope there is no questions for the previous chapter. We'll go ahead. Sri Sanuka inquired, also to Goswami, after the earth was again situated in its orbit, what did Swayambhu Manu do to show the path of liberation to persons who were to take birth later on? Now the calculation again, Prabhupada writes, the appearance of Lord as a firstborn incarnation occurred during time of Swayambhu Manu, whereas the present age is the period of Vaivasvat Manvantara, which we are living. But it is understood that the Manu creates spiritual regulations for the salvation of conditioned souls. So this is what means there is something called absolute also. The problem in this world, everybody thinks everything is relative, but they don't understand about absolute truth, absolute reality. So this is a unfortunate situation. The Lord is so kind that any soul who wants to enjoy in this material world is given full facility for enjoyment. At the same time, is shown the path of salvation. So Anukrishi therefore inquire from Suta Goswami what did Swayambhu Manu do. That's the question. Kashta Mahabhagavata Krishnasaikantika Suhut Yastatyajagrajam Krishne Sapatyam Aghavanidhi. Saunaka inquired about Vidura, who was a great devotee and friend of Lord Krishna and who gave up the company of his elder brother because the latter, along with his sons, played tricks against the desires of the Lord. The incident referred to here is that Vidura left the position of his elder brother Dhritarashtra, went traveling everywhere to sacred places and met Maitreya at Haridwar. Shaunakrishi here inquires about the topics of the conversation between Maitreya Rishi and Vidura. Vidura's qualification was that he was not only a friend of the Lord but also a great devotee. When Krishna tried to stop the war and mitigate the misunderstanding between the cousins, they refused to accept. His counsel, therefore, Kshatta or Vidura was unsatisfied with them and left the palace. As a devotee, Vidura showed by example that anywhere that Krishna is not honored is a place unfit for human liberation, habitation. A devotee might be tolerant regarding his own interest, but he should not be tolerant when there is misbehavior towards the Lord or Lord's devotee. Here the word Aghavan is very significant, for it indicates that Kauravas, the Dhritarashtra's sons, lost the war because of their being sinful and in disobeying the instructions of Krishna. Okay, thank you all very much. We will continue tomorrow. If there are no questions, we will end here.